What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Now today is a very exciting day because we're at the final 2 missions that's going to allow us to go ahead and collect our Amius. But I will say this stage is probably going to be one of the hardest stages that you guys have to deal with before you can collect your Amius, right? And this video is going to help you guys to put together a team to go ahead and take down Amius. Now we are on rotation 2 and I've specifically chosen these champions for survivability. We went ahead and we selected 1 damage dealer and 4 supports. And if you're looking at my champions, you can see that we have 3 revivers, and that's just so we can stay alive. I would say make sure you have yourself a heal reduction champion. That's why I added in Morrigan, because her heal reduction is irresistible, and I don't know, man, that was so helpful on this run. One of the things I do want to mention is that I only have 2 champions built with accuracy, and that is Morrigan and that's going to be Ezio. With Ezio, I'm not really worried about him placing his decreased defense. I really mainly want him to place his poisons, because that's going to help do extra damage to the boss. We're mainly relying on brimstone procs to really do big damage, right? You also want to try to avoid bringing any champion that's going to place multiple debuffs, because as we all know, Amius is going to convert debuffs into buff, and that might mess up your run, right? One of the things I also want to touch on is you want to make sure a couple of the champions, maybe 1 or 2 champions, are able to heal, because you're going to take a lot of damage in this fight. We have Arbiter that does a big heal. We also have Godseeker and Neri. She has a small heal, but she also heals on her A1, so that's very helpful. And we have Noelle that heals on her A2 and also removes any debuff, because Amius also converts buffs into debuffs on your champions. Morrigan is a little bit underrated because she's very useful in this fight. We mainly use her A1, but her A2 steal or removes buffs, right? So if there's any case where the decreased defense gets converted to increased defense, we can go ahead and use Morrigan's A2 to remove that. Another thing to bear in mind is we're relying on these brimstone procs to do damage, so this is not going to be a short fight. It's probably going to be an 8 to 10 minute fight, maybe even longer, depending if the smite debuff lands exactly where we need it to. So from here, I'm just going to let the run play. I'm going to speed it up a little bit and I'll join you guys at the end. So as you can see, this fight did take over 10 minutes, which I did have to manual as well, right? But the main thing is we got it done. I am gonna run through the build so you guys can have an idea of how these champions were built to do this run, right? As you can see, my Godseeker, I have her in Immortal and Regen. I'm mainly focusing on HP and defense. Her speed is 216, which if you can get her faster, ideally you want to be over 250, but this speed work, and that's really all that matters, right? For my Ezio, I had to change the build because I also use him for PvP, but this is just a quick look on the build that I did use. Same thing, we're mainly focusing on survivability, so making sure that the HP is over 60k, ideally 65 I would say. Defense over 3000 if possible. For my Lady Noelle, this is my PvP build. I really didn't change much. Just want to make sure the HP is over 60k and defense over 35k. No accuracy, and yeah, I didn't really change much for this build. My Morrigan, it's a broken build. I do have a 2-piece Immortal on there, and the main thing I really wanted to focus on is make sure she has HP, defense, and accuracy, right? And with the speed, I did try to get that over 250 because ideally you want her to be fast to place that heal reduction every time she takes a turn. My Arbiter build I didn't show in this video because I had put her back in her PvP build and she wasn't a broken set for the Amius fight, but it's the same. You want to get the HP above 60k. I think she was at like 70k. Her defense was way over 35k and no accuracy, right? One of the things I did fail to mention is blessings do matter, or awakening stars do matter for this fight, right? Most of the damage is done by brimstone, so if you have a 5-star or a 6-star legendary champion that you can put brimstone on, some accuracy, that's going to be really helpful to speed the fight up, or to even get the fight done with a team like this. But you just need some healers, revivers, and brimstone, and just be able to survive. And that's just the core idea of this team. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.